It is on now.
We bring the desk calendar. You think it's okay?
Desk calendar kai.
How should it be done?
Like it can, the phone can filter it out nice.
Oh.
So you can.
It's fine now.
It's fine. But we are on, eh?
We are on.
Yeah.
So whatever we are saying is on. Oh, so we keep quiet.
Is that?
Yes.
And now, the People's Debate.
Good morning and welcome to today's edition of the People's Debate on Pan-African Radio, 24th May 2021. My name is Caesar Sindele, and in the studio my guest is Chandela Erasmus Mukondo, PF Information and Publicity Desk Chief Admin, to help me discuss the topic, the running mate's choice and campaigns of the PF and other political parties as we go towards the general elections slated for August 12 this year. And of course, you'll be calling us like you always do on the program by coming through the direct studio lines 0950-650-916 as well as 0974-760894. Mr. Mukondo, good morning.
Good morning, Honorable Caesar. It's quite a rare privilege to be once again here at Pan-African.
Well, it's good to have you. The times you are coming were before the campaign window was open. Now, this is the time Zambians wanted. It has come, with others saying there will be regime change, and you, the PF, maintaining that you are retaining power. Can you kindly make us, understand why you are convinced as PF that you win this election?
Thank you very much, Comrade Caesar. Everything indicates that there is no regime change, and we are very comfortable with what is prevailing at the moment, because our development agenda has been speaking well with our people, and we can rightly say that we are bragging because of what we have done for the past 10 years, and we have been looking forward to this time when we get back to our people, tell them what we have done in the past 10 years, our past achievements, so that on those past achievements, the people of Zambia will decide to give us again the mandate which is to come. So we are extremely comfortable. There isn't any wind of change, and the people of Zambia are the final people to say that there will be any change. But as we see things as they stand today, there isn't any wind of change. There isn't even any slight indicator that we are going for a battle in which we are fighting 50-50. But to us, we say 70%. So where we stand today, we are very comfortable. We are not desperate. The way other people have been have demonstrated, or the way they have shown the desperation. To us, we are in that prayerful mode, and we will continue praying for this nation.
Right, I'm talking to Chandela Erasmus Mukondo, PF Information and Publicity Desk Chief Admin. Now, the running mate choice of President Edgar Lungu has received some criticism, even from people within the PF that we have spoken to, who feel the president did not make a good choice in Professor Nkandu Luo as running mate. You, as a party functionary, how did you receive this development?
Well, for me as an individual, it's an excellent move. It's a fulfillment of what we have been expecting, because Professor Nkandu Luo has been with us for quite a long time. He's one of the founder members of the Patriotic Front, we may rightly say so, because these are the people who have been with the late President Micheal Sata. Although at that time she was running a private arrangement organization which was looking after the welfare of our women. So basically, if you look at Professor Luo, she has that political history which is very much moving with what is happening in Zambia, and we need people who are experienced, not rhetoric. We need people who have practical and demonstrated practical leadership, and she comes with that. So to us, as a Patriotic Front, Professor Lungu, she's an embodiment of women empowerment. She's an embodiment of a girl child who is educated for that purpose of making sure that she participates in our political life. And it is from that some of us, we have been made to come this far to support the decision of the president, because she's very unique academic-wise. She brings on board the vast experience of academic credentials. She's a professor by status, not just by being given an honorary degree, but she has gone through. So she represents who is a Zambian woman. And maturity, she's replacing a woman who is very mature, one Inoge Mama Winner, who has demonstrated also leadership consistency and a corrupt-free office that she's inheriting from Mama Winner. So if you look at the character of Professor Luo, she's a person who has no corrupt record. She has never been involved in any scandal. She's a woman who has demonstrated to be forthright in decision-making, decision management. There is a history to a name. So with me as a party functionary, I see more like, we had faced the cartel in 2014 somewhere, 2015 somewhere there. These are the women who fought tooth and nail against the cartel together with Mama Enonge Winner. And I think the president has been very consistent in honoring these women. Mama Winner, looking at her age, she was given that opportunity to the Zambian people to serve for the past almost 6 years. And following the order, I think we had also other people like Jean Kapata, who is still a member of Central Committee, very much experienced and on the waiting list of women who are continuing contributing to this nation. So it's not from without that she's been picked. She has been with us in this. She has been a senior member from the Central Committee. She has been a senior member in the government for such a long time. So we are not talking about somebody who is new. Is well known in the political circles of Zambia.
Right, and then your critics, the opposition UPND, also have a female running mate in the name of Honorable Micheal Sata. Also a very experienced politician. She served as Deputy Speaker of the National Assembly at some point and held a number of senior cabinet positions in the movement for multi-party democracy as a minister. Now, comparing her tenacity on the political arena and that of Professor Nkandu Luo, some people believe she's the right one that can be a running mate and win with Mr. Hakainde Hichilema as compared to your choice in the PF. I think your reaction to that?
Our reaction is very simple. She's very far from our professor, because our choice, which the president has given us, we are talking about an opportunity given to women who are educated to professorship level. She represents Zambia not only from the Zambian setup, but also as the whole Africa, and then also the whole world. We're talking about a running mate for the first time in the history of this world, that we can have a woman of that level participating at that level of
you say
politics.
In the whole world?
Yes, in the whole world. The only person whom we can get close to is Angela Nico, the one who is German Chancellor, yes. She's a doctor, that one. So, and she's also in the same sciences. So basically, if you look at the discipline that is happening, what has happened in Germany, that's what we also expect here in Zambia, because we are talking about a person who has demonstrated leadership throughout. As for our friends, she was an MP from Kaput, I think, for 2 terms. And then she was given the deputy, is it in Manawasa, I think, before she lost that seat in 2011. She was given an opportunity to work with Manawasa under as an information minister. And I think she has her own dents. We had some newspapers, some radio stations which were raid under rain. So basically, she's a quiet voice, and for us, she's not done much achievement as compared.
So you're saying
Professor.
she has her own dents.
She has her own dents, really.
Right.
And,
Let's go to Professor Luo.
Yes.
Students
Yes.
at Copperbelt University and University of Zambia
Mm.
were not happy that she abolished meal allowances.
Look,
Is that not a dent as well?
it's not a dent. That's a plus.
What
in
is
fact.
it?
It's a plus, in fact. You know, she abolished the student allowances and substituted it with the student loans. And this has been replicated in other institutions, learning institutions. People have coped that this is the best way forward, and this is the way the world has been moving. And not only that, the removing of student allowance, it has also removed the riotous behavior, it has removed the politics from these institutions of learning. Today, from that time she removed that allowance, the students have benefited. Because only few can be complaining, those who are talkative, those who want to exercise their right in terms of politics. But the majority who are in the silence, they are affected. So today, there are no politics that are happening in this institution. You know, the politics of Zambia, of our opposition, they had taken it to this institution to make sure that whenever the allowances were not paid, they would use it as a political tool to get at a ruling party. So that thing is no longer there. It's a history. And if you have seen now, people have been graduating now. We have students who have gone to school to do what they are supposed to do. And in addition to that, there is also something which she did under Rena's our institution minister there. She introduced the skills development levy, which is being collected by ZAMBIA from every payslip across the nation. And this has beefed up the sponsorship of other students, those who need more funds. So basically, for us, the removing of student allowance for food, it has removed politics out of our high institution of learnings. And then besides that, now everybody is now concentrating, and we have had an increase in the number of students who have concentrated, who have come out as good students out of this institution. And thirdly, that's the only way forward to go. It's the loan scheme. So Zambia has joined the rest of the world. We are no longer subsidizing these universities, but we are making sure that we are turning our students into responsible citizens, because that's what the loan does. It will make somebody know why he has gone to school. It will make a student who was supposed to be just be making noise to know why he is there, because at the end of the day, we suffer the loan as an individual. So basically, we are producing now responsible citizens. We are producing responsible graduates. So that's the plus to us. Otherwise, those who go for subsidies, they would want to somehow continue promoting inefficiency, continue promoting politics in our high institution of learning at the expense of what our students are supposed to do. So basically to us, that's a plus.
It's a plus to you. Now, during a press briefing yesterday in Choma, UPND spokesperson Cornelius Mwitwa also expressed disappointment that President Edgar Lungu has picked on Honorable Professor Nkandu Luo as his running mate, because he recounted that she abolished the meal allowances, and of course she peddled, tribal remarks whilst during a campaign of in a by-election in Chiluvi. And he said, this is a blessing in disguise. PF will now lose because they have a wrong candidate for a running mate.
First, to start with, that man is the wrong person to comment about tribalism. To start with, he must first condemn the foundation on which their president, the current president for the UPND, sprang from. Is the platform is sprung from, it's that one of tribalism. It's well recorded, and we already know where it's coming from. Their president he has thrived through what we call tribalism, and we believe that is coming into Zambian politics. It epitomizes the tribalism. So the second part, which I would want also to talk about, they have been on this platform where they have been seen, especially when they were at the by-election last year, which was caused by passing on of our two members of parliament in July on the 15th last year, unfortunately to COVID-related death. Um, During that period, we had their president insulting the people of Northern Province. We have never taken it to heart. We have just said that anyway, he was speaking from a political point of view. And for them to pick up something which I think Professor was speaking from a jovial point of view, it's unfortunate that our friends, they have always taken politics from a very serious sadistic point of view, from a hatred point of view, which is not supposed to be the case. Otherwise, Professor has never been known in the Zambian history to be uttering anything, but she has been a jovial person, a good person, an approachable person who can be approached by any Zambian. And our works clearly explains where she stands today. We're talking about an individual who came into the Zambian politics in 1996, and she deputized our late president, Micheal Sata, under the Minister of Health. And we have seen now the Minister of Health was made clean together with the late President Micheal Sata, who was on top. And we have always given credit to Micheal Sata because he was the one who was managing the ministry, that it was the cleanest. But behind that waters, behind those first waters which were moving, it was Professor Luo was also doing our work, helping the cabinet minister. And if we get to 1999, she was elevated to the full position of full cabinet minister under the Minister of Transport and Communication, where she demonstrated leadership. When we talk about the transport sector, she brought, she normalized the operations of the bus station and the markets. She made sure that the public sector, it had one color code, and they were benefited from that. There was order, there was peace, and once again, we are a nation that was able to be among a peaceful nation. So basically, we're talking about a person who has proven through and through leadership. And you know, the only thing which is there with our friends is that they don't want people who are forthright. They don't want people who are straightforward. They don't want people who are hardworking. They don't want people who can tell you the truth in your face. So Professor represents that. Is an embodiment of as I said, the Zambian empowerment, women empowerment. And then not only that, she represents discipline and order. So we are not worried when we hear our friend who's speaking from where he is failing even to aspire. I think even his nomination has brought a lot of problems there where he is in Choma, because he's not of that caliber of Professor Luo. So basically, Mwitwa is totally a wrong person who can talk about Professor Luo, because we ask ourselves today, what has he done to Southern Province? What has he done to Choma himself? There's literally nothing apart from just wasting people's time. So that's our position. Professor Luo represent the women, represent an educated woman in Zambia, represent the highest, I think, discipline we can ever dream about.
Right, 0950-650-916 and 0974760894, the numbers that you'll be calling us on for your comment or question to the studio guest, who is our Chandela Erasmus Mukondo, PF, Information and Publicity Desk Chief Admin. Now, you have defended yourself. Obviously, politics is about defense and accusations.
Yes. I can even go on. You know, even in 2011, immediately we were ushered in, she scored another score, which was, we find the youths, they were drinking tujiliji. Almost all the streets were littered with this, what we call the junk youths. But today, after she was made the local government minister and child development, what did she do? She implemented that policy. We had to get rid of the tujiliji out of the street of Lusaka.
But they're still there. The tujiliji they are in the streets of Lusaka, Mr. Mukondo. You see them.
You remember those smaller quantities?
Can you be honest? You don't see them?
I don't see them the way I used to see them in 2011, where you find
you always drive. You always drive.
No, I'm not. I'm always in the bus station and the markets, and it's not the way it was in 2011. Today, you go into a bus station, you go into a market, you won't find the tujiliji the way it used to be. Today they are
In fact,
there.
today the situation is even deplorable because it is no longer tujilijis in those bottles, but kachasu.
That's another.
We speak. I'm speaking as a journalist.
Yes,
This is what we have found on the ground. So, can you brag that what she did has maintained?
It has been. I think it has been maintained with the current administration because the tujilijis, and you are talking about another product which need another ban by individuals like her.
I'm talking to Chandela Erasmus Mukondo, PF Information and Publicity Desk Chief Admin. Now, you spoke as an individual member of the Patriotic Front, welcoming this running mate, adoption of Professor Nkandu Luo. What about the entire, PF membership, the general membership of the PF? How have they received her adoption?
They have received it with calmness. They have received it with, I think, with jubilation. We have seen almost across the country. All of them, they have just been congratulating her. The secretariat has welcomed her. She was with the secretariat. She went to the district. She was been welcomed by the district. She has been welcomed by the province. And she will make sure that she goes around the nation. So basically, they are all structures across the nation. They are extremely happy with the development and the choice of this running mate. So basically with us, as I said, we're talking about somebody who is new, somebody who is already a member of Central Committee. So she carries with that status of being a member of the Central Committee. She has been with us, she has always been with us, and she has no dent at all.
Now, how true is it that she has been fighting for this position since 2014? In 2016, according to information we have received, she also wanted to be picked as running mate to President Edgar Lungu. Has she really been fighting for it to succeed the top leadership?
To start with, the running mate arrangement is that it's a prerogative of the president, the party president, and then also in this case we have the Republican president, Edgar Chagwa Lungu. But if you look at the vast history that she has, she was among the eminent members that we are looking up to, because as I said, they have been together with us. These are the people that fought tooth and nail against the cartel of Membe and then also of Winter Kabimba. At that time, she was eminent at that time. And some of us, we knew that these are people who have worked for us. These are people who have been with us. So basically, the choice still lies with the president. And for us, for us to see that she has been elevated to this position, it's an embodiment of hard work. It's an embodiment of consistency. And being consistent and being loyal to the party, and which she has demonstrated.
Right, you'll be calling us on the program for a question or comment on 0950-650-916 and 0974-760894. Now we move on. The PF recently banned all its candidates at all levels from holding public rallies, following an advice from the Electoral Commission of Zambia, ECZ, citing COVID-19 super spreading, because public rallies can definitely contribute to the spread of COVID-19. Now, some of your critics think this is just a ploy by the PF to block the opposition from campaigning. Your take on that?
I'm happy that you have rightly brought out the issue in a constructive manner, the way it's supposed to be. You have said that the Electoral Commission issued that statement, and then together with the Minister of Health. So these are the two institutions that have been mandated to make sure that whatever we do concerning elections, we are guided by them. And it's unfortunate that our people like especially those in the opposition, would want to politicize almost everything, which is not supposed to be the case. Because this is two institutions. One, the Electoral Commission, it's an independent institution. And the Minister of Health, it's a professional institution. And the people have been issuing this statement. It's not the minister, but the permanent secretary. So basically, the two of them represent what we all believe in a democracy, that the mandate of every wing of government should operate independently, and that's what these two institutions have demonstrated. So it's not here and there that this has been a trick or a ploy by the Patriotic Front, but would want to challenge our friends out there that public rallies, they have proved it to be something which have been super spreaders in the world across. I'll pick, for instance, the example of the former president of the United States of America, who was downplaying the COVID-19, and he went ahead with the same open rallies. And what happened? There was the spreading of the virus in the United States because of the same. And history is there documented. If we get to Modi in India, it is coming to the same. He was even almost saying that we have done away with COVID in India. But immediately he was finished that statement, that's when there was that third wave which we have now, which is now ravaging the world as we stand today. And we have recorded one case here in Zambia.
And we witnessed at some point PF members of parliament, before this advice, they were having public meetings where some were even dishing out cash to their sympathizers or supporters. Don't you think it could have been the right time for the ECZ to issue such piece of advice?
I think, Comrade Caesar, these are some of the things which are not happening as open public rallies. The public open rallies, it's where you are advertised.
But we are seeing crowds, Mr. Nkandu, crowds of people flocking around that PF member or member of parliament.
Yes, you can just say one member of parliament, which maybe we can say that it was Bowman, or 2 or 3 individuals, and they have been warned before. And I think I came here and I even talked about the same, that the party has taken measures to address that situation. They have spoken to these people and the importance of keeping up with the guidelines. So basically, when you talk about these guidelines, it's important that we all are concerned that we have to market our party manifestos, but it has to apply. It has to apply under the COVID-19, what we are calling the new normal. So basically, we have about 11 ways of marketing the party manifestos, and the banning of public rallies, it's just one of them. So basically, I think we are telling the people that we have among them the public announcing system, the PS system, which you can mount on vehicles, which you can go in these rural areas, far-flung areas. In the night, you can be announcing. And that it's among one of the most effective means of approaching our
why in the night?
And
why in the night?
I'm just giving you an example of how free we are in Zambia.
But the concern is about doing it in the night. Why?
No, I'm giving you, if to be effective, because what I have known,
people are sleeping in the night. You are disturbing them.
I remember very well.
People,
you know why I'm talking about the PS system, because that's what we used to have in Chiruba time and Kaunda.
Meaning you don't want people to be sleeping in the night.
Yes, that's when it's quiet, and that's when it is very effective, so that people hear that, oh, there is an election. This is an election period. So it can also be done during the day, and the public system, it has been there for a long time. The other one, it's that one of the billboards, the traditional billboards. These are available together with the regalia. We can continue giving the regalia to our people. But what is important that these are some of the alternatives, apart from just looking at the banned public rallies. The other one is the use of social media. We have known the UPND to be among especially the opposition, to be among these parties which have managed to make themselves available to the people of Zambia through social media. So this time around, let them use social media effectively and make sure that they have all these keyboard warriors. They should be available now, so that at the end of the day, they effectively reach out to the people and market their manifestos. The other one, we have this door-to-door campaign where you can go, you reach out to 10 people or 5 people through door-to-door campaign, which is very effective. And the other one...
on that one, you need to notify the police, not so?
Yes, you need to notify the police, follow the necessary procedures. And, we have also been bragging that these are national parties. So if there are national parties, they can reach out to the people. If they have national structures across the nation, they don't need to see Kaindi Chilema in Mansabomba. We don't need to see Edgar Lungu in Mansabomba, but we can have our party functionaries to market our manifesto there. Because what people are voting for, it's not an individual, but the manifesto that we have given the Zambian people. And then also the history and the profile of our people who have been mandated to carry out this, the manifestos that we have executed in the previous regime, in the previous times. So the other one, it's we go the traditional way through advertising televisions, and then the other one, it's radio. We go exploit the radio so that we continue reaching out to our people. And the other one, you know, which we can copy from the United States of America, it's that one of one-to-one phone call. You can start phoning people across the nation. Across the nation, you tell them about your party manifesto, which is very effective also. The other one, it's electronic mailing. We have these newspapers. You can go electronic. You will get in touch with them through the emails, and then also the messages, the WhatsApp messages. And then also, I think the other one, which is also effective, that one of having some coffee campaign meetings. We have people who are drinking, you put on the song, what is a song that will be telling people that we are in this campaign mode. So basically, the other one, which is the number 10, I think, is that one of newspapers, which we normally call print and electronic media. So we have all these alternatives. So the only one which we have banned, that is to our only party functionaries, that is the PF itself. It's these public rallies. We have not banned Kaindi Chilema, we have not banned the UPND, we have not banned anywhere. But we want them also to respect the Zambian people. Because for us, we are borrowing even from the Ghanaian president, who said, you know, when it comes to the economy, we know how to repair the economy. But when it comes to people's life, once somebody has died, there is no repairing. So we are borrowing from such state management. Even us here in Zambia would want to save each and every Zambian, so that at the end of the day we have a health nation on the 12th of August 2021. So basically with us, our guiding principle in our manifesto, it's very, very important. And that one, it's saying we want to count, to say that every Zambian life counts. And that's what we mean. When you see the President and the Secretary General standing and then announcing to the world that as we have banned these rallies, public rallies, it's not anywhere that it's a ploy. It's not anywhere that it's a trick. It's not a political trick. But we know from the history of the world what has happened to the United States of America during Donald's time. And this is the reason why Trump lost it. And if you look at India, Modi has lost a critical state in India, because people have said that he's not concerned about the health of the people, but he's concerned about politics. And that's what we don't want to be remembered for at the Patriotic Front. We are pro-poor, dedicated people. We are pro-poor people that would want to deliver to the poor. And that's what we stand for.
0950650916 and 0974-760894. The two numbers you'll be calling us on shortly for your question to the studio guest, or simply expression of a view regarding what we are discussing with Erasmus Mkondo, who is PF, Information and Publicity Desk Chief Admin. Now, your party, the Patriotic Front Party, has unopposed nominations in 10 wards, and including a parliamentary seat,
yes,
and a council chairperson seat as well.
Yes,
now,
Mufumbwe.
Yes, Mufumbwe. Now, has this made the PF comfortable of winning the whole general election?
One, I think this tells you exactly where we stand as at today. That we are not a desperate party like the way our friends are. They are in a desperate mode. For us, we are comfortable. Our Zambian people, they know what we have done. They have somewhere where they can point, and they have a statement.
Which of friends are desperate?
These in opposition. The members of this world, the Harikalabas of this world, the HH and the alliance partners, they are in a desperate mode, because before even we start announcing or casting our votes, we have already won. We have scooped in 5 wards already. And we have an Aroro seat which is almost halfway taken, because we know these other opposition, they are too small. They cannot manage to the way the UPND can mount pressure on us, because these have experienced politics for the past 22 years. So coming to Mufumbwe, we have done it. We have seen that the council chairperson has been declared, and then other seats across the nation. So this is a sample of where we stand as the Patriotic Front. We are not all that comfortable.
But I can understand
believe...
you argued over that statement where you're saying you are comfortable, you're winning. He said the UPND will make sure that they direct the votes of those candidates they did not field in those 10 wards to other people.
You know, Cornelius point reminds me of one political dinosaur that we had, Nkumbula, who was very good at making pronouncement and standing on the radio, and that's the reason why we had called him Harry the Lion. So Cornelius is one who is just making noise from Choma, trying to replicate what used to happen. When an election would come, Harry Nkumbula would get nothing. So I think it's unfortunate that he is taking after an approach which has failed many. So we're asking him that be practical, accept the reality. In fact, it's important that they should just even tell us that they are not going to participate, or they tell the Zambian people to concentrate with what is happening with the current administration. That way we even know that these people are mature. Maybe the Zambian people would look at them in 2026 as an alternative to what is happening on the ground. Otherwise, they have been losing elections for the past 5 years. They have been saying, no, by election, they don't indicate that the PF is gaining ground. Today, this is the general election. We have already made the inroads in 10 wards. They have just 1 ward where they were celebrating in Mazabuka. So basically, this is telling you what we are as the Patriotic Front. We have done the homework. We have been on the ground with the people. We have never abandoned the people of Zambia, and the people of Zambia have continued gaining trust into our manifesto, and then also the development agenda that we have for this great nation. So basically, it's not here and there that Muitwa represent the views of what the Zambian people speak. He's speaking from Choma because he's failing to leave Choma, but by the time he leaves Choma, he will know that he will lose these parliamentary seats. Because today, as we stand today, we have made inroad, deep inroad in Southern Province. We have made strong inroad, even in Livingston, as I am telling you, Kazungura. We have made inroad across the nation. So you are talking about a party that has made inroads in far-flung areas where people have witnessed development, where people they have come to know the name Edgar Chagwa Lungu stands for development, and he represents a person who stands to represent every Zambian with love.
The biggest competitor of the PF is the UPND. Am I right?
Yes.
Then we have all these other political parties. They also are very confident that they can remove the PF from power. One of them is the Third Liberation Movement of Enoch Roosevelt Tonga, who told Pan-African Radio in an interview that he will defeat both President Edgar Lungu and Hakainde Hichilema so that he forms government. Is that possible?
It's impossible, totally impossible. These are just entertainers, and these are people that would want to keep, for the sake of democracy, to continue thriving in Zambia, and then also to be speaking for the poor people. But at the end of the day, they will never even score. They won't even have a councillor. So he has never managed even a councillor. Himself, he has never been a councillor. And come 2021, they are not going even to score 1 councillor.
But he has experience as a running mate. He was.
He was a running mate too.
Yes, to Antford Maelebanda of PAC in 2016, and Maelebanda garnered votes and came out 4th.
The one who had garnered votes, I think it's Antford Banda. Antford Banda came number 4 after Comrade Edith Nawakwi. So those are the people whom we can expect this time. They were going to have.
That was his running mate.
1 or 2 councillors.
That was his running mate.
You know, I'm getting even to know that history that he was a running mate, because you are just telling me that. That's news to me. What I know is that these are people who have not known. They are just good at issuing statement or wearing party regalia, which is equivalent to military attire. So you can even see the immaturity that they exhibit so far. So Zambians are not ready for such mentality.
Right, you have said you have made inroads as PF in Western Province.
Yes, Northwestern Province
and
and
Southern
Southern
Province.
Province.
The opposition also has made inroads in what was perceived to be the PF strongholds, Eastern Province and Copper Belt. Any concerns that you can raise?
Inroads, if I talk about inroads, I'll tell you that you go to Western Province, we had the 33 words that we have gained from the opposition UPND. You go to Southern Province, you find that we have Namatama, an example there where we came almost neck to neck with UPND, and that is in Southern Province. In Choma, we had the by-election where we had neck to neck. But if you take about, you ask the UPND, just here in Lusaka, in 2018, where we had the mayoral by-election, they came a pottery second. Mausamba had the field day. It was almost 100,000 against a small figure for UPND. So we are not worried even here in Lusaka because they have not even gained in Lusaka, not even one councillor. In fact, ourselves here in Lusaka, we have gained Chilanga from them. We have gotten Chilanga councillorship from them. And we have continued making other inroads in this Chongwe area. We have and Rufunsa. We have new councillors that came on board. But ask our friends, our colleagues, have they had in these past 5 years a new councillor on the Copper Belt? No. Have they had a new councillor in Eastern Province? No. In Muchinga? No. In Northern Province? No. Rwapula? No. Now, what are you talking about? What inroads have they made? When you're talking about inroads, there must be data. There must be evidence to show that these are the inroads. For us, we have data which is coming from the Electoral Commission of Zambia, which will tell you that, yes, the PF between 2016 and 2018, they had made inroads, and these are the new councillors that they had.
But the fact of the matter is, on the Copper Belt and Eastern Province, the PF and the UPND are sharing the votes.
We are not sharing any vote. In fact, our threat is that one of the independents. But although the independents, the only good thing is that they are for our president. The independents are telling you the language that the UPND is not attractive.
Both parties are partly popular and partly unpopular on those provinces.
Not Eastern Province.
That's a thing.
Not Eastern Province. Not Eastern Province. Eastern Province is now our new bedroom. That used to be MMD bedroom, but today it's our new bedroom. And this is the reason why, for the first time, we have a competitive inter-party election in Eastern Province, because it is a new bedroom for the PF. And then also the Copper Belt. We have always gone into the Copper Belt together with the UPND. They have never closed that gap. They have never closed even the half gap that we have always beaten them. So it's not here and there that they are going to close the gap. What they should be aiming in Lusaka, Copper Belt, and Eastern Province to just at least have a gain of maybe 10% or 12%. But basically, even the 12% that can dream about, it will be dwindled, it will be taken away from them, because the people in Lusaka, they have known how important it is to maintain this working government, which has brought flyover bridges, which has brought sanity to all the road users, which has brought development when it comes to hospitals in all these 7 constituencies of Lusaka. And then on the Copper Belt. So basically, you are talking about a working government. You are talking about people who have a proven record. And this is the reason why you are telling Cornelius Mwitwa that we are comfortable. We know that here in Lusaka, they have not made inroad. We know when there's the wind of change. I was born in Lusaka and I've lived for 43 years in Lusaka. We know when there's wind of change.
You had a member of parliament in Northwestern Province before the dissolution of parliament, and also in Western Province, but you never had any council seat or parliamentary seat in Southern Province. Are you expecting this time around as Patriotic Front to grab some seats?
Yes, in fact, we are expecting, even starting from Vengwa itself there, where Ekaindi Chilema is coming from.
Vengwa?
Vangwa, yes, Vangwa. Utamboim, we have a very strong candidate there, Choma will make inroads, and then Livingstone, I think we are going to grab. And when you talk about Northwestern, we are going to start with Ikering, the Solosi Central seat, and this Solosi West, and what? All these seats, Mufumbo itself, already we have a candidate there. So it tells us a big story that this time around, it will be a field day. And this is the reason why they are saying they are in a panic mood. They can't even wait for COVID to pass away, or to give the Zambian people the so much needed space, so that we operate in a different way, not in the way we have always done this election through public rallies. They are not comfortable with that, because they know the PF, through its works, it has the 90% votes of the Zambian people.
90% votes?
Yes.
Can you tell us what best laid plans you have put there for you to say that?
The hospitals themselves, people can go there and they can access the services, education, the same things which we are talking about, institution of learning. We had inherited 2 universities today. We can brag. We have.
But you're talking about your odd scores. People want to listen to those things. You have taught them as PF several times that we have built roads. This
is the 10.
But going forward, what should people
going forward,
from?
It's very simple. Going forward, our manifesto is very simple when it comes to going forward. As the Patriotic Front, we are telling the Zambian people that where we are going, we would want an economy now that will be operational 24/7. 24/7, a 24 hours economy, as compared to what we have been doing 8 hours. We want more youths to participate, more women to participate, to have what we used to have only happening on the Copper Belt, where you had the shift type of economy. But this time around, we want not the central business district area to be closed by 17 hours. By 19 hours, you find that the whole Zambia, the whole Lusaka will be quiet. Would want people to continue being productive. So that's the way forward. That's what asking the Zambian people. And then when it comes to securing that we pay the debts, it's that one of making sure that the reserves, they continue being beefed up with the gold reserves. And then it's moving at a very astronomical rate, the way we have been building these reserves. So we are very much sure that we will pay the debts in time, and we will secure this nation prosperity very soon. And look at where we stand in the energy sector. Very soon, once all these the power station that we have constructed across the nation, and then also the installation of satellites, is it solar energy, it will bring on board excess. So far, we have done almost half of what we had inherited. We had inherited a capacity of about 1,600. Today, we are roughly around 3,000, which is almost twice what we had inherited as an economy. So with this population of 18 million, this is the way forward. We want also to move forward, to move further, to make sure that this energy, the surplus, we start exporting to our neighboring countries, so that we can have more forex. The other one, it's that one of the president talked about. As we stand today, we are the 3rd grain producing country. That means a lot. With all these subsidies that we had removed in 2011, we had told the people that let's work hard, let's remain resilient. And if you look at these 10 years where we stand, Zambia is the number 3, being beaten by only Egypt and South Africa. So the way forward is that we are going to be the food basket for the whole entire region in Southern Africa. And already the Burundi has come on board. They want our grain. Congo, the market's too huge. We cannot even satisfy it. So that's the way forward. The electricity, our neighbors, Malawi, Zimbabwe itself, they need more energy. That's the way forward we are looking at. And then also, you know, the airports, they will be operationalized very soon. We have done almost 95% of these. Very soon, I think we will see tourism being beefed up, so that forex will start coming in, pouring in. So that's the way forward. Others, we are also looking at removing the tax burden of our people. You have heard of this successful implementation of these targets when you talk about increasing the revenue base. They have tremendously increased the revenue base to an extent whereby we are proposing to the people that come after this 12 August 2021, we are going to drop the road tax, and it will mean a lot more money in people's pocket for our taxi drivers and bus drivers and everyone who has a vehicle, so that we may use the money for other things, economical things, fuel, and also the other one. It's we are also looking at bringing the taxes, instead of having bans. We would want to have just one straightforward rate. If it is 13% that you are going to suffer, you know that it's 13%. You don't need experts to calculate for you. You don't need an accountant like me to come. So we remove those administrative expenses, so that at the end of the day, the Zambian people will benefit from our policies that are coming.
Now, what implications will the independent candidates also have on this election? There are a number of them who are left out by the PF in the adoption process. I know in Mukushi North, Dr. Lawrence Mwelwa was not adopted. He has decided now to run as independent candidate for council chairmanship for Mukushi district. Also in Petauke, JJ Banda there is contesting as independent because he believes Honorable Dorasia was not the right candidate, or is not the right candidate. And of course, another situation is happening in, I think, other areas. Right, we do have this happening. Are you comfortable with the PF that your vote is secure?
We are very much comfortable with the vote that it is secured, in the sense that we have had such a situation happening in 2016 on the Copper Belt, where we had independence. After they won again, they started cleaning back to the PF. And this is the same arrangement that is happening. We are not afraid if we are going to be affected, if the presidential vote was going to be affected. But as at now, the battle is between individuals. It's on constituency level and the district level. That's where we will find that those that we had preferred as a party will have to be marketed further, and to make sure that we fight for them, so that we carry on the day, because we have experience of what happened in 2016, where you find that people went through as independent. At the end of the day, they didn't know how to do development apart from cleaning back to the motherboard, and that is the PF itself, instead of even going to the opposition. So we don't want that one to repeat itself. We will tell the people it's pointless to put an independent who eventually again will become PF.
Is it pointless? Because let's make a reference to Kantanshi in Muflera, where Honorable Anton Mumba stood as independent after he was left out. But today is on the lineup of the officially adopted candidates of the PF. Same
Look,
as in now,
I'm talking about.
Usakile, Pavu, Makalowo, the same situation.
Those are the examples that I'm citing. These are the individuals that stood independent. But have they divorced themselves from the PF? They have been with the PF throughout. They have claimed that they are PF. And this is the reason why they even participated in our inter-party politics. You understand? So basically, this is not what we want. We want people to be disciplined, to give opportunity to those people who have been given the mandate to stand. I love the way Lusaka people have always behaved, because the Zambian people have always, Lusaka people have always stood united. We have never had such scenarios of having independence.
You had in Kawata in 2016, Clement Tembo stood
and
as independent.
If you look at how he failed badly. We are not like
where are you correct? Did you research well?
We researched very well.
You said you never had.
Okay, look, Clement Tembo, our research is very simple on that one. In fact, he was associating himself to us. He was not 100% a party functionary of the PF, but he was an independent person who just came on board and tried to get through our election process.
And he was beaten by Empowerment Initiative Fund coordinator, national coordinator. Why are
he was made the coordinator in 2017. He was made the coordinator after 2017, just to maintain him to remain in the party. So basically, before that, he was partially an independent individual, but he had a clout of people who are following him. But he has no history of the party that he was PF. But he did a lot of activities for Kabwata at that time as an individual. We used to see him cleaning streets. We used to see him collecting garbage, historical garbage. But when he was given an opportunity, there was a very strong candidate, and that one given Rwanda. who still tampered him even when they went for an election. So we expect that to happen. The people, the Copper Belt, they need to learn from Lusaka. The people on the Central Province, they need to get a lead from Lusaka. And then also the people from Eastern Province, they need to get a lead from Lusaka, where we respect the decision of the Central Committee, which is the supreme organ of the party.
Now, I want your take on a warning that was sounded by Francis Chipili, who is a chief executive officer of Zambian Institute of Governance and Civil Liberties platform. He said anyone that will be campaigning as independent candidate using the name of any political party will be sued. He says they should just run as independent without associating themselves with PF, UPND, or any other political party. They will be sued. Your take on this? Do you share his views?
You know, Zambia is a democracy, and it's just one of those people who's just expressing his own independent opinion. So basically, it's just a political opinion that is expressing. Otherwise, we have seen these politics have always been there of the independence, and we are going to be happy or concerned if the Electoral Commission had issued that. So basically, is not anywhere close to be the custodian of the law in Zambia. So let the people are mandated to make the right decision for this nation to interpret the law and also to issue such statement. Him is just speaking as an individual, and this is a classic example of individuals like Sangwa, who are always, although I don't want to bring that thing because it is important. These are individuals and others who would want to always to get before the courts of law, abuse the courts of law, even if they know that something is not going anywhere. So basically, the Zambian people, they are free. They can. That's why it's a tripartite election. You can vote for a different president. You can vote for a different councillor. You can vote for a different thing, but different mayor there. But what we are telling the Zambian people is that let's vote for a councillor with PF. Let's vote for a winning team. Let's vote for a mayor. Let's vote for an MP who is PF. Let's vote for the president. So that at the end of the day, development is following a mitando, just like that. So basically, with us as the Patriotic Front, that's what we are preaching. We are not preaching threats like the way our colleague here is trying to preach, because you know he's just running an NGO, or is just is it a club, just like any other. So basically, we don't want to infringe people's rights. We would want people to follow what is there. So otherwise, my conclusion on this one is that if that happens to be the case, we would want the independents to have at least a lesson if he happened to win that case in court. So let him follow it up. It's up to him. He has the resources and the time to follow up such matters. So basically, the threat is not to us, the PF. So we are not taking any hard feeling against him, but we are just looking at it from the natural justice point of view. We would want people to participate, and to participate freely. As we are the custodians, we have been the people who are mandated to make sure that the justice is for every Zambian, and we have leveled the playing political field for everyone.
Let's also address the issue of violence, electoral-related violence, as we are now in the campaign period under COVID-19, where there is an advice on abstaining from holding public rallies because they can spread COVID-19. So do we see also a reduction in cases of political violence, since mostly people will not be physically meeting?
Yes, you know, the advantage of public rallies, you know what happened at public rallies? People, there's exchange of money, there's exchange of insults, there are all these things which comes with the public gatherings. So I think this is the way forward, and we see that if we all went this way, this positive trajectory of trying to exercise these other 10 avenues of campaigning, which are itemized for you, who will save the peace that we have loved. And what the president talked about, that is before, during, and after these elections. So basically, I think I foresee a situation whereby we won't have even any problems of the same violence, electoral violence, or people fighting, because everybody will be at home. And it's up to the politician to reach out to them wherever they are. Everybody will be at their working places, and we have these gadgets. We'll be seeing who is who. So basically, I think it's a plus when it comes to the policing, where especially with the police, who have also been equipped with state-of-art equipment. So it's just a matter of also them taking up this opportunity so that they can also, in strategic areas, they show their presence so that there's that deterrent effect. Like the way it happened in the US, whenever there's an election, whatever happens in the United Kingdom, even when there's just somebody who has just knifed somebody, you find that state security will be almost everywhere. The presence will be felt everywhere, so that we have confidence. So I think as a Patriotic Front, we have done enough. We have given the men and women the right equipment, the fuel is there, the vehicles they are there, and the right equipment, so that at the end of the day, what we cherish most is protected, and that is peace. So basically, this ban of public rallies, it comes with that advantage. And then also cost reduction. You know, me, I'm an accountant. You know, we have had the problems with these public rallies where resources need to be generated so that these are kept alive. You will find that the kwacha will be depreciating at an astronomical rate. And if you see the history, in 2011, because we had subjected ourselves to these open rallies, how money depreciated. The rallies in 2015, we had the worst losing of the Zambian kwacha, because money was extending hands, and foreigners, is it our people, investors, they had uncertainty. But this time around, I think with the removing of this, if we all implemented the ban and went the electronic way, we will save in terms of money, and then we also save the economy. There won't be that depreciation of the kwacha the way it has been happening during these elections. So basically, it's not only on violence reduction, and then also making sure that the police, they are given space in which to supervise.
And what are you doing to tackle the issue of militarized regalia in the party?
I think you have
you have groups, you have Americans and others, but are wearing military-like regalia, which is also threatening. It threatens people, especially members of the public.
Let me correct you, especially that I'm a party functionary. I'm coming from the background of being a party functionary. We don't have anywhere in the PF names like Ama America or America 1, America 2. We don't have such names. We just have the youth wing, and then also the women wing, and then also the main body. These are other things which you find that they are picked from the streets. They are not part of us. And I think you have heard from the public relations officer of the police. I think she has issued the statement that they are not going to entertain the wearing of military regalia this time around. And the idea has been on top of things. And I think some of we have heard the pronouncement through the courts that some have been jailed almost 22 years over the wearing of regalia. That sends a good signal that we are not protecting anyone, and we are not for these party regalias. And if you see the violence itself, it's because of the wearing of these same party regalias. It's not happening only in PF, but also in the UPND. Among themselves, where Commander One from Chibombo has resigned and is surrendering his party regalia like that. So basically for us, we have spoken against the wearing of party regalia, and we will not protect anyone who will be wearing party regalia. So we don't have formal structures which are known as Ama America or Mawat. Those are not part of the... to clear that one, especially on this one, is it the one who represents Ama America? This man, the one was beaten, assaulted at our secretariat.
Innocent Kalimanshi.
Innocent Kalimanshi. I think the party, through the Secretary General, had made it clear that he's not our member. He has not yet defected to the PF. So basically, that's our position.
So
and that's how much
it goes illegally into your secretariat premises.
You can go illegally. That's the reason why these things they are in court. I think I cannot talk too much. And these are some of the charges that I think they have been lumped.
2016, your winning song was Dununa Reverse. What is your song this year as PF?
Our song this year, I think it's this one which has hit the airwaves, where I find that by our women. We were saying and that's our hit song. And it's from this same hit song that you find that we have Mark II and the others who have seen what is happening. So they have hit the airwaves, replicating the same Pampando. So basically, and the UPND, they are not comfortable. They have started even attacking the individual musicians, those who have doing business, those who have seen an opportunity in what we have been doing, those who have seen an opportunity in the development of the PF, those who have seen an opportunity in the popularity of the PF, those who have seen an opportunity in the great leadership being exhibited through one Edgar Chagwa Lungu. So basically, so Alewerapo Pampando is our hit song.
We pick calls now on 0950-650-916 and 0974-760894. My guest is Chandela Erasmus Mukondo, PF Information and Publicity Desk Chief Admin. The phone lines are officially open. Come through, be brief, stick to what we have discussed, and above all, do not use vulgar or inflammatory language as we debate. This is a paid-for program, and that's PF on board now. We also invite others to come on our platform to be Twauka Mwaka Branch. Bamwinga, Mulenga Chilungamo. Okay. Okay, Bamwinga.
We know how am I, comrade?
Okay, Ziko Mova Mwinga. We'll pick another call on the program. Somebody's already calling us. Good morning. Mauka Bwanji. Toka bwino ni wa makumbe.
Mwana wa makumbe ni makumbe wa nene boss.
Okay, contribution wa makumbe.
Boss banga.
Bwino Mwimbanyi, comrade.
Isabe bwino boss.
Happy to hear from you.
Tawama, ziko mkwati. Kubwena kutoki. Kani mbeta mtoo ni sabe. Mukale bantu, mukale kiti zabe kubawuza kani ya kutibazaka na momani. Kinizi wa kuti momani izachokera kuti. Apa mwanzo kukamba ni bamoto kaka mzawa chabati kila sikana ni kama mkati. Matumba. Kukana mwanzo makati ya kutana. Lote ni somo. Somo yao wana kutana. Nati ya kutana. Sisi katika kinamba. Apa masi. Kuru mkakate bwani. Mazandi ya denangu. Sakamba ni mazandi ya denangu basi. Manaki njapo wapo na mbali. Mungu ya bosi.
Tumbera tu.
Mazandi ya bosi denangu. Kwanza usifunga kweta mbona. papers mafate the vote go wala msini na unonga tona mayuti mkani kibati baserenza no serenza iko kipati kinango chakuti baba mazuru katibaundi kana makola phone moja kungo serenza ngo chakuti balipe vote ka inabatie kusimana wapatini vote ka ba makola kinango bakutika sasa baunga na phone moja kulipe vote ka kai.
Okay, Mama Kumbe. Yes, conclude. Okay, Mr. Makumbe, thank you so much. Thank you, Makumbe, for your time. We pick a third call, and Mr. Mkondo will be responding on the other side. Good morning.
Mr. Caesar.
Morning, how are you?
Morning, sir. Nimulenga, the voice of Luapula.
Vamulenga, the voice of Luapula. Kuti mwabe pshaba Mkondo nangu mutse contribute from the tontoka.
Tekeni mi poshe, va Mkondo mlishani mkwa va Mkondo.
Wino mlishani wa voice of Luapula. Chawa masana tuwa mfan, tuwa
na tutera sana va Mkondo. Na limite mwasa pasita mwa vapita mwali mwadalanda kuina na kudi na mwepo. Kanisa kuli lali va Mkondo. Mwela tutakompea Zambia na India. Ero chawa mana mulumbula India pancho abalwele ba COVID-19 ku India tuleba mona Zambia ile shaba mona. Problem eyo mwapela ama Zambia ni echirenga bamo because ama prevails muno na bambi balenda COVID-19 tamwa bambi balenda daipa ya ma black sea bambi balenda shani that's because ni mwa mwalenga bakifu balanshenya abalwezi abantu ero nga mwabula India mwalumbula India mwachitakwino so abalwele ba COVID-19 Zambia abantu lakini babamone pero amaya muso wetole mwe mumone abantu cyo bale utikana kabyeni kuma hospital kabyeni uko kwine kuba kufungwa cyo bale utikana kabyeni muma basi station because community tuchafuma how many days bakwe batuntu atike kule basi kabana na social distance so kwisa nomba mwabonja ba sizeki akibeli atakuri ama public rally na muchiba tamukwese message bakifu mwana eba abantu bafujarena bomba ni kusambo bawutikanya abantu kubaponesha bayonge wina bare amukuponesha amavunga Edgar Lungu baponesha after mwa campaign
Okay, voice of Luapula, thank you to atotera.
No, in conclusion basiza na mwapatene
Yapo
Mkondo tamukwete PF tamukwete shapo ebaba tamukwete amajalizi mwalibala MP hata mlaba penda so uvunga ni wanu.
Okay, voice of Luapula insta yapo to atotera sana.
In conclusion
ma conclusion ni kushibiriwa voice of Luapula. Yahweh. Okay, you can respond now, Mr. Flo.
Well, I think voice of Luapula is talking about comparative with India. It's unfortunate that he is able to see the people who are suffering in India, but is unable to see the people that have been affected. And the people so far that have been affected, they are almost, I think, close to about 93,000 plus. And I think those who have died, we are almost approaching close to about, is it 2,000? Huh? Those who have died from
in this country.
In this country alone. So basically, it's very unfortunate that a person can politicize everything and be able to see a logo. Is it see a speck in what is happening in India, but yet be unable to see the log that is in his own eye. He's unable to see his own relatives who are suffering, those who have succumbed to COVID-19. And among them, I think you have always made the example of how we suffered as a party in July on the 15th when we lost our two honorable MPs. It was a darkest moment for us, and we saw the UPN, I don't want to mention them, we saw the opposition started jubilating, even saying that Mulungu Azami Sirizani Manji, Azami Payan na COVID. They were talking about when we lost our honorable MP for Rogers Mwewa in Luapula, that is Mwansabombwe, and then also Lukasha. So basically, you don't need to go very far. These are known funerals. The other one is our priest. Me, I'm a Catholic priest. I'm coming from St. Ignatius there. We lost a very vibrant priest at St. Ignatius. Up to this very day, we are still mourning. We can't believe that he has been taken away from us. And we hear a person politicize that COVID is not real. It's unfortunate. And if he does not know or believe that COVID is real, go and ask any parish priest or any diocesan priest or archbishop. They will tell them the statistics of how much we have lost as a church, how much we have lost as a nation. So basically to us, it's not something which is easy. It's not something that we can easily politicize. It's just unfortunate that my brother Mlenga has come out in such a manner, trying just to politicize almost everything. Here, the pandemic is very simple. It's very, very serious, and it is ravaging the world. And we stand on the verge of seeing that thing also coming into Zambia. And already we have posted one individual with that variant. And the Indian variant, it has killed a lot of lives. And basically, it's not for us to start seeing bodies. You know, the Indian way of burying people is that they burn, not so.
Cremation.
Cremation, they cremate bodies. But for us, it's done in secrecy. You have to go through the church arrangement. There's a prayer arrangement. There's all that ritual whereby somebody is put in a coffin. The body to us, as Christians, we don't expose it to the community. We take it as something which is very sacred. So even them, I'm not saying that the Indians, they don't look at the exclamation, doesn't make their bodies to look so sacred. But basically to them, because of the challenges of the population, these are huge numbers. We're talking about a population of equivalent to the whole Africa, 1.3 billion under one head of state. And then it was here in Zambia, only 18 million. So basically, you can see the bodies in India because of the extermination process which happened there. It is the burning is done in the open. So for us, the burial, it's at the cemeteries, and these are places whereby people are mourning, and they are putting our bodies or our loved one, they are put in a very secret manner. So private manner, may I use the word private? So basically that's the difference. So we are not here to make mileage out of the COVID by showing people these are the people who have died, these are the what. Again, that will be against our Christianity. The values, our values do not allow us to go that way. And then coming to Makumbe. Makumbe, I think, is speaking opposite to what John Lenge is talking about. John Lenge is talking about saying that we need to market our president against the guidelines. And then also Makumbe is telling us that we have already campaigned ourselves as the PF. We have already, our works, we have already done our works, and what we are doing is just merely to broker the others. But what is important is that the way he has been talking through these radios, the way he has been participating through these other platforms is the way forward. That's what COVID is telling us. So basically, the two of them, I think they are clashing. John is saying that we need to take Edgar Lungu to all the far-flung areas. But you have
That is Mwinga,
yes,
from John Lenge.
Yeah, from John Lenge. Is talking about, let's take our presidency in all these far-flung areas against the guideline of the Minister of Health, and then also the Electoral Commission of Zambia.
That was Voice of Luapula.
Voice of Luapula?
Yes, he also Mulenga.
Yes, in fact, they are just speaking almost the same.
He has indicted the PF of telling the ECZ to advise political parties that do not hold public rallies. Is it the PF that told ECZ?
No. It's not the PF that told the Electoral Commission. We are all affected, just like the way they are all affected. And besides that, the ECZ is an independent institution, and they use the Ministry of Health to implement these guidelines and to make sure that people continue following these guidelines. It's not the PF as a party. Like as we stand today, it is dissolved, not so. with the legislatures dissolved, people are ordinary. They have gone back as ordinary people. The ECZ has remained intact as it was in 2016. The means of health has remained intact as it is. So basically, it's not here and there that it's the PF that has been pushing for this agenda of making sure that the rallies are stopped. And as I said, we have a lot of avenues. Out of the 11, we have 10 other avenues that we can use. The newspapers, the way we have been using, the way we used in 2011, we used the post newspaper effectively. We used also the electronic print media effectively, in addition to the rallies. But today, the social media world is making us to be very much connected to the whole entire world.
Right, we pick more calls. We have already somebody on the line. Good morning. Bwino muli bwanji ba chilungamo. Kuli na benangu ba mwinga
chilungamo.
Ku John Lenge. Oh, ujasosi ndimwe. Apa ndimwe manje original ndimwe. Wa original. Okay, wa original mwinga chilungamo contribution yangu. Pa ground party. Pa ground party nasila pa ground it. Ikulima ground yambili kuli ground ya ku John Lengi kuti so nifusa che. Okay, wachilungamo. Okay, thank you so much for Mwinga Chilungamo for coming through after such a long time. And I thought the other Mwinga was you, but it's good you have clarified. 0950-650-916 and 0974760894. We pick another call. Good morning.
How are you? Where are you man from?
Elvis on the line.
My Elvis Mulishan.
Brasiza Mulishan.
Did you know about Elvis?
Brasiza, you are very unfair na Mamukoni. Mamukoni.
Emgwai.
Tendenya mubalwala coronavirus. Mubatwala kunganda kuli bamulenga. Kaza fwayo kubabona. Musende kobamo. Mutale kobamulenga balesunga. Kami bale fwayo kulabona ba corona. This issue of politicizing everything, Mr. Caesar, is what is killing this country. And when someone listens to someone saying there is no coronavirus, we want to see those people who are sick from coronavirus. Why would they have seen them and seen the people who are dying? It's very unfortunate. They finished the party, the UPND, which is clinging to Ireland. Whatever we win my election, but the people of Zambia are very clever. Muchati has gone to the alliance. He has failed to run his own party. He has relegated to himself to become minister in every political party which is governing. But this time we have made a mistake going to finish the party. The people
Kankomba Mani, the Central Province UPND spokesperson.
Yesterday he defected to the PF with a lot of people. Are you telling me that is the party which can win the election? The UPND. Pamuko Dweso Walondoro, a fishing Kassan. The PF was done his ground work to Vasiza. Look what monology. The powerful woman in the parliament.
Your time is up, Elvis.
Cannot compete with the PF where mobilization is concerned.
All right, thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, Elvis, for your contribution. Come through as well if you have something to contribute on the program. We have another caller here. Good morning. Morning, Mwakabwanji.
Bwino muni bwanji.
Mavuto chape tukwe sana. Fika mu 2021
Afrika.
August tuzafika. Mukamba na
Balevi.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tutoya mbira chape cha mimi kambako. Amukondo maganiza mene mukamba kuti tukupanga malali. Bishurushe. Mumbera, sisurushe.
Ati maachani? Mukamba chani?
Kupanga malale. Siba PF bakangirwa. Siba kwanisira. Siba basire banzaho bamene bakwanisira. Kwakamba kuti siba kwanisa. Kusova boza abantu. Bawogasi. Siba sova evo kuti basire banzaho. Pali no time PF situifuna. Yatuvutisa makliniki mwibe mankwala ngani yotura masarari niwo imira pamoja nikuti moto kauyenza wile inango sizunguka niwo imira yaviri azunguka anga kwanza kutonza manzaki asa nino pereka pachani bachirungiseko semuye kumupakinga ukamurungise ukamuonese amene tusungira ziko mumbera oro bantu bamene bamberera apa bazira kuti
Aleva.
Mana nenze mutauni benango bazimai nabapeza bagwesa banakamba kuti apa tunapinda mukatabe twembekesa day akaka clinic kali kuno pa muchani ka clinic kali apa pa mungulu ninamba nikudala kulibe malaiki watu wamangena 8 sikisini bakumboka nze kuuza ba PF simuchita bili bonse atali mu
Okay, Levy zikomo. Okay, thank you so much, Levy. We'll pick a third call and then our guest will be responding. Come through on 0950-650916 and 0974-760894. We'll pick this call. Good morning.
Good morning, Caesar. How are you?
Very fine. How are you doing?
I'm okay.
This is the senior citizen.
No, this is Kanyama.
Bomu Sanje in Kanyama. Go ahead with your contribution or question.
Comrade, how are you? Excellent. And how are you, Comrade Sanje?
And that we might say to not to work. We are many monafathers, we don't have the particular. During your ruling, Papa Maramosa and Papa 21 and 22, they must up as a distance, watching your hands. We are many that depending on the Mulesangana, who take a pen to form a marema. Sio kama kasema kuna jambo hivyo viliko ile pamoja na nini maskuru baba maskuru baba ni baba uchite watu wale kuleta mchito tunani kuleta mabai reason tunapofungana kutinanga mabai reason za mkondo ya mbele muleka
Bomunsanje. Apakai Naise Kuno as the radio station, we want information. So you are saying the PF have instructed ECZ and our police to stop my rallies, ayin? Oh, munaichosa kuti information tifuna Naise Kuno. Nindana nakuuza. Okay, I know your time is up. I just wanted to get more information about what you were saying. Thank you. All right, thank you so much, Bomusanje.
You know,
yes, respond.
It's very interesting how the UPND has continued downplaying the COVID-19, and they are saying it as not a global problem, but a Patriotic Front problem or designed for winning an election. It's very unfortunate that our friends, they have reduced COVID-19 pandemic to an election program or an election thing. So basically for us, as I said in my preamble, it's that our guiding principle in this manifesto of ours is that one. It's very simple. Is that of the life of every Zambian individual counts. And I would want even to have a say or quote, which we should always remember, that the economy we can recover, but lost life, never. Once we lose one Zambian life because of, as we are going into this pandemic, you find that people are going to have problem with the pandemic as we get into the cold season. It will be attributed to elections and the same rallies. And for us, before we even go into these problems, we have a history as a ruling party. I talked about on July 15th last year, we lost 2 honorable MPs. And not only that, we had Father Chilinda, who succumbed to the same COVID virus, as our friends wanted to know that there are people who have succumbed to this dangerous enemy that we have in our midst. So basically, to hear our friends, especially those who are coming from the opposition, and in this case the UPND, it's unfortunate, because what we are asking is that we have the 11 avenues of conducting or marketing our manifesto. But for us, as a political party, as PF, the SG and the president said we are banning political rallies. We are not banning. The way Mr. Musanja said, is it law? These are guidelines, health guidelines, which will help us to protect our people out there in far-flung areas, people in these townships. If we don't subject them to these elements, so for us, we talk about going with a PA system, using billboards. We talked of using social media platform. We talked of foot to soldiers. They can continue doing door-to-door campaigns. We have talked about the traditional way of advertising through radios, through the way I'm doing here, the radio plus the social media. All these other platforms, they're about close to about 11 of them, and we are only, to us as the Patriotic Front, we are only removing this one, the public rallies.
So we are,
as our party functionaries, we have banned. We don't want to hear anyone.
So
so we are just setting an example. We are just setting the standard high. For us, we are not concerned. We are going to go using the public system. We'll be talking to our people. we'll be using billboards, we'll be using social media, we'll be doing door-to-door campaign with the following the authorities. But the only thing which you have just stopped is that one of banning of public media. The newspapers will be.
Now the question is, those callers are saying they should let the opposition campaign, right? Now your party president, who's also a Republican president, President Lungu, do we expect him to be moving from one point to the other around the country as a party president during this period when the party has banned rallies?
Who has issued the same decree? It's the president himself and the SEG. So these are the people who are giving the instructions to us as party functionaries. Let's use the newspapers, electronic print. Let's go ahead. Let's use the traditional radios. Let's get to our people through traditional radio, but not through the open rallies. He's free. He will come here. He will even maybe one day will pass through here. He's free to come here and talk to his people, the constituents out there. He's free to go on print media. He's free to go on social media to talk to the people of Zambia. So basically, the only thing out of this 11, the only thing that we are removing here is we have banned public rallies because we believe that these are super spreaders. We are not banning the marketing of our manifestos, but let's find the best way of marketing these manifestos, apart from the simplest way which we had, that one of holding public rallies. There's a history attached to it, starting from the United States of America with Donald Trump. We have had a problem, we have had a challenge. So the president will be there. You'll be seeing him through radio. He'll be approaching his constituency through television. He will be approaching his constituency already through social media. He's speaking on a daily basis to the Zambian people. And Zambian people are listening to the messages that on a daily basis he's speaking to them. If you look at Donald Trump, he used social media even to win the presidency. So this is where we stand today. We are very much ahead of what was happening in these other elections, like the way it happens in 2011. Today, we are more advanced. We are an advanced society. It was going to be a problem if we are going to say that the PF, they want us to use social media. When you go to Shankombo, you won't be able to be on social media. But you have heard our former Minister of Communication and Transport. He has been here saying that we have installed across the nation thousands and thousands of these towers, so that it will ease the way of communicating to our people. So we are not saying that there is a law that is stopping the UPND to speak to our people through public rallies. But what we are telling them that, mind you, there is COVID. Let's take care of our people. We don't want to have a disaster before 12 August. We are speaking to the same constituency, but let's use other avenues. And the best avenues, which other people have used on the world stage, is these other platforms. We have seen what has happened in the United States of America. Donald Trump lost because he had downplayed. So what they are doing, the UPND, is downplaying the COVID pandemic. They are looking at it like it's a way of the PF winning an election. No, we are not saying that we are winning an election. Ourselves, 24/7 we are on social media. 24/7 we are on print media. 24/7 we are on the ground. We are getting the necessary, because of our superstructure across the nation. People, they are doing door-to-door campaigns where you, 4 of you, 2 of you, you can talk to the people whom to vote for in this coming election. So there isn't any ban that we have, apart from our own, so that tomorrow, as a ruling party, no one should come and say the PF, they are the one who have caused the death of our people. The way it has backfired in India, where Modi has suffered a big blow, a key state has been lost because they said, look, you are more concerned with politics bouncing back than the health of our people. For us, it is part of, in fact, the PF manifesto. We want every Zambian life to matter and to count. And it's one of the ways we are demonstrating that every life counts with us, the PF. And we'd want others to emulate us, to set the stage. The way we have done it, one Edgar Chagwa Lungu, he has consistently put women in the forefront, and that we are the Nonge winner. And secondly, he has put now Professor Luo, the way the UPND has copied it, that's the way it's supposed to be. They are supposed also to copy our standards. We are good at setting the standards, and would want our followers, who are the UPND, to continue following.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mukondo, for finding time to be on the program.
Thank you. I'm exceptionally happy, and I would want to tell our people out there that we are still in this campaign period, and we'll get to you through social media. We'll get back to you through the public PA system. We'll get back to you the billboards. We'll get back to you through social media, and we are 24/7 on all these print media and other ways of approaching our people out there. So if they shouldn't be worried. We are 24/7 campaigning, but we are just against these super spreaders, the one which are a public concern, and that is the public rallies. And for our running mate, we are bringing to Zambia not only a professor who is qualified at Zambian setup, but the African continent, and then worldwide. This is what we are presenting to you. I thank you.
Okay, thank you so much once again. PF Information and Publicity Desk Chief Admin, Chandela Erasmus Mukondo, for coming through. Also want to thank everyone that listened to the program, and those that participated by calling, thank you so much as well. My name is Caesar Sindele. Join me on Wednesday when I return with